Hello. Starting early today. I forgot to take my... 1 second. It's gonna make starting a little weird. I don't know, I forgot to do something. Okay. Just have to use that while I'm doing it. Anyway. Been 2 months since Maya left the office. 2 months without a single trial. I had offers, but none I took. That is, until the day that girl showed up. Why do I come here to the office every day? It's not like I want to work. There you are, finally! Where have you been? My sister's trial is tomorrow. Who are you? Doesn't matter who I am, it only matters who you are. The famous defense attorney, Mia Fey. Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? I'm sorry, but Miss Mia Fey no longer works here. So you are the coffee boy? I'm Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney. Right. Wait. You're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case? Yes, that's correct. It wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, though. That's a relief, then. You're better than nobody. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now. But you are Phoenix Wright, right? The undefeated defense attorney? Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try elsewhere. Please, I'm out of time. Please, you have to help. It's my sister. Where could it be? Okay, I'll hear you out. Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma Sky. I'm a scientific investigator. Scientific investigator? Emma, was it? So you're a scientific investigator? Yes, that's right. Is something wrong? No, it's just you seem kind of jumpy. Or maybe just young. Young? I'll be 16 years old this year. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Wait, only 16? I'm set to be formally assigned to forensics in 3 more years. There, 3 more years. My work is becoming quite well known, at my age no less. So what exactly is your current position then? Well, legally speaking, I guess you'd call me an 11th grader. But I'm ready to do my job, at my age no less. Right, another future professional in training. So you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up then? Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know. Still, it's good to have a goal. It'll be a very unusual one. I believe investigation should be done scientifically. Don't you? Yeah. Sure can't fault her for a lack of enthusiasm. This case is handled scientifically. I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared. Your sister? I've been doing research, you know. I'm developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm looking forward to it. Guess I should get down to the detention center and talk to her sister. So, what's this about a case? You said the trial's tomorrow? My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't. So, it's a murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. And there's a witness? Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Right, suppose I will. I promised her I'd bring me a favour. That's interesting. How do you know Mia? My sister asked for Mia specifically. This Mia Fey person was a few years below her in school. So they went to the same school, huh? She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney. Well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman. Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's. It's nice of you to help your sister out like this. It must be close. Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kind of hate her. Huh? But she's my only family. Your only family? What about your parents? They died in a car accident when I was little. Oh, I'm sorry. I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She got quiet all of a sudden, as soon as we arrived. God, I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, ma'am. It's just your sister. No excuses. What did you not want to rise this year, hmm? Understood, ma'am. What was that all about? Hi, Lana. Funny. I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing. Look. I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Hey, how do you know me? Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. I'm sorry. What exactly is it that you do? My name is Lana. Lana Sky. I'm chief prosecutor for this district. You're a prosecutor? Two sisters. One a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Emma, Lana, I mean, they're just like... Something wrong, Mr. Wright? There's something you should know from the start. Which is... the suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. What? Wait, the suspect is... me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright? Well, why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened? The crime took place yesterday, February 21st at 5:15 p.m. That's quite specific. It was in the witness's deposition. A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. That was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Prosecutor's office, huh? In your subordinate's trunk. In your subordinate's car's trunk. In your subordinate's car trunk. Classy. Ugh. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed as it were. Well, that's just great. So, who was the victim? An investigator with the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective. A detective? Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. You? Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. See. Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Uh-oh. What? Mr. Wright, what does it mean? Well, it means... the police department will consider it a matter of pride to have me found guilty. And they will use any means at their disposal to do so. This case gets worse and worse with everything I learn. So, you're the chief prosecutor? That is correct. I am responsible for overseeing every trial handled by prosecutors in this district. I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job and manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. That's an awfully large nutshell. Nutshell. Ugh. Still, I'm a little surprised. I would think you'd recognize the district chief's prosecutor, Mr. Wright. In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. Lena? What happened to your hand? Oh, this? I cut myself by accident when I stabbed him, that is. Huh? I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. How am I supposed to defend this? Time to change the subject. Wait, she was in the class ahead of me, wasn't she? You were in school with Mia, correct? A few years above her? Emma told you that too, did she? Oh, why not? I did drag him all the way here from his office. Although it seems he has very little in common with Mia. Hey. It was in law school. I was in my 3rd year and she was auditing the class. She was different than the other students. Different? She was strong. She'd do anything to become a defense attorney. Anything. That is probably why she was attracted to me. Excuse me? Intellectually attracted. Lena was top of her class in school. I was the best there was. Oh. I'm doing pretty good in school too, by the way. Sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright? Excuse me? As you can plainly see, I am admitting my guilt. I think it's safe to say, there's no way you can take this case. None. But, Lena... Why? Why are you doing this to me? You never think of anyone but yourself. I know you didn't do it, Lana. I know. So how can you say you did? If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana. Mr. Wright. Yes? I believe our discussion here is ended. The rest, I leave to you. You mean you're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed after all. The case is over. Right. I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. Anna has confessed to the crime, yes. But something doesn't fit. It's that look in Emma's eyes. There's something else going on here. I'm going to find out what. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Huh? About what? My sister. She's not always like that, you know. I just never expected to be defending another prosecutor again. She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her. Let's see. Sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. What happened to her? I don't know for certain myself. I think maybe she... well, maybe not. Sounds like there's something there that defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check out this underground parking at the prosecutor's office, shall we? Okay. So this is the lot where it all happened. Looks like they're still investigating. Funny that my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this. Hey everyone, keep up the good work. Hey, what are you thinking? Well, they are going to be my co-workers 3 years from now after all. No harm in saying hello. Actually, there is. You know, attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes. Trying to not stand out too much here, see? That gumshoe. Hey there. Hey there. You suspecting to go unnoticed here, partner? Partner? What do we have here? Looks like a bambina got loose from the ranch and is up to no good. Folks gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner. Mr. Marshall. Marshall? Looks more like a sheriff to me. Looky here, bambina. I know how you feel. This is my gang, Gold Strike, see? Strike? And this is our claim, our territory, with a little evidence. If you're fixing to mess with one of ours, you'll regret it, partner. You know what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream? You want to know? What's this guy talking about? You head along home now. Happy trails, bambina. Was that, hombre a friend of yours? Kind of. Sort of. Yeah, he's a detective. He thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems. This is where the cars leave the lot. The air on the ground makes it look a lot more like an entrance. The arrow on the ground makes it look more like an entrance.
What are you talking about? It's plainly an exit.
Maybe it's both. Kind of a dual purpose.
Theory of relativity.
What?
I've got to write this down. Hey, Mr. Wright. Maybe you know. Was Mr. Relativity German or was he British?
Mr. Relativity. Are you sure that was his name? What's this? A wallet? Excuse me, officer.
Wait, what are you doing, Mr. Wright?
What am I doing? Just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police.
I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket.
How is that scientific? Sounds like theft to me.
I'm called to duty already, and at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you the trick to examining evidence in detail, okay?
By the way her eyes are sparkling, I can tell she's been waiting for this.
Okay. Now, look at the court record. You have to be sure to examine evidence carefully on all sides. Now let's start examining from every angle. Oh look, I think there might be a clue here. You should check it out with a press-cylinder.
This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID number 5842189.
See? Well, isn't scientific investigation useful?
Yes, I don't see what science has to do with it.
Let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find.
Yes, I've got to be on my toes from now on.
Look, a door! That must mean something.
I'm not sure that doors mean anything.
No, it won't open. A mysterious lock.
Now to see what's mysterious about it.
Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more.
Let's finish our investigation first, shall we?
Aha! A ladder!
That's a step ladder.
What's the difference? In scientific terms, please.
Scientific, huh?
Look at the base nature of things, Mr. Wright.
This all seems so horribly familiar somehow.
Here, a phone. Let's see if it works.
Hey, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching.
I can't hear anything. My ears. No, my ears. Maybe it's due to the barometric pressure.
What is she babbling about?
Hey, what did you just say?
See, you can hear just fine. The phone's broken.
This wall is in our way.
It's got a faucet for water.
Wait, I know. This wall is merely a facade hiding the truth. This is no wall, but a water tank.
I fail to see how it makes any difference either way. An oil drum. Looks like it's filled with water.
It's heavy. I can't even budge it.
Drum over here is on its side.
Wait, I know. I'll hide in here and do a stakeout.
I think you'll probably just get arrested. Actually, you may not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested.
What? I'm not suspicious. Well, no time to waste. let's get hunting for clues. I wonder what this is.
Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. The sheriff. Like I said before, this here's our claim. You best be moseying along, unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Scary.
Could you just tell us one thing? Who owns that car?
Well, Philly's got a good nose on her. You want to know who rides that red Mustang with the body in a saddle, eh?
Please.
No problem, partner. No time for bills anyway. Get yourself to the saloon up on the 12th floor of the prosecutor's office. Might just find you a Cavassa you like. Prospector's office. Who does this guy think he is, and when for that matter? Ugh. I'm being completely thrown here.
Note to self, look up Biddle's Saloon, Cavassa.
Maybe we should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around here all you like. Just keep your paws up our plane. Right? Great. Hi.
Great. Maybe there are some clues around here, Mr. Wright. Let's check it out.
Excuse me? Are you two all set?
Us?
What's this? She couldn't be.
You're selling lunches here? This is a crime scene. Hello. Half and half, was it? Oh, thanks. And you, sir?
Yes?
Some crunchy goodness coming at you.
Thanks. Interesting way of doing business.
This area is off limits to anyone without clearance, especially passers-by. Or are you officers? No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone. Even if my days as the cough-up queen are over.
Cough up? Huh?
No, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch. I'm quite connected to this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets. Secrets? Dear me, you are a slow one, aren't you? I'm referring to the murder, the stabbing of that detective.
What?
A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about?
Please, cough up, Queen. Tell us what happened.
The name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Or before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels.
Yes, ma'am. Oops, she means it.
Somehow I knew. Yesterday was a day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday every week is salmon.
Destiny? Was yesterday special for some reason?
You're a defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of inequity. prosecutors, they have no qualms at all about blackening the name of innocence.
Blech.
And yesterday they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutors. What a farce. So, she's saying there was some sort of prosecutors convention yesterday? I was almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul. Do you have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Or is there some kind of scientific evidence of this, evil? Young miss, mock me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the cough-up queen. Ew. The most heinous of all the evil ones, the one they awarded yesterday. It was in his car that they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. Really?
Really what? I'm totally confused. One thing's clear. This lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. So, what exactly was it that you witnessed, Miss Starr?
It was a fascinating spectacle, to be sure. I now feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. To see Lana Skye wield that knife so. Her knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his silvery ties to this world being cruelly cut still ring in my ears. And the rhythmic beat of Lana Skye's knife.
Wait a second. You know Lana Skye?
Of course. It's quite a feat becoming chief prosecutor. How many lunch boxes of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? She always travels light.
Now, why would this pretty lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name?
Could we ask you a bit about yourself, Miss Starr? I come here every day to sell lunches. I bought only the freshest and best from the Far East. For some reason, the box lunches are a hit here. Why not make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No? Only true connoisseurs can understand.
Interruptions.
The kind you can only tell someone who has tried General So's trilobite lunch set. Never mind, you win.
Don't even want to appreciate part of trilobite's flavour.
Anyway, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See the security room over there?
The glass-walled booth?
I sell my lunches, and since I'm here anyway, I drop in to see him.
Since you're here anyway, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance.
Though, to scientifically analyse the data available so far, you, Miss Starr, are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here.
Useful analysis. Not. Did you have a bad experience with the prosecutor, Miss Starr? I sense some hostility.
Hostility? Huh, perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they get, the worse they smell. Kind of like 10-day-old clams in the chowder.
I wonder if Miss Star was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past.
That'd be a short cause of food poisoning, scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking cough-up queen.
Thought she was just a lunch vendor, there. But now I'm not so sure.
This is the kind of room that just screams I can do the job. Quite a change from your office, really.
Thanks.
Look, there's a trophy or something here.
Trophy? What, that shield?
Takes real nerve to display stuff like this. Whoever's office this is, they must be a real stuck-up jerk.
Phoenix Wright? You never tire of prying into other people's business, do you? That voice. Long time no see, Edgeworth.
Huh? Ah! Mr. Edgeworth!
You know him from somewhere?
Of course, I'm his biggest fan. My sister introduced us once and...
Right, her sister is the chief prosecutor after all. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you, I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk.
No, did I? No. It was just Mr. Wright here,
Hey, don't blame me.
We're just here to investigate a murder case.
Murder?
Body was found in this nasty bright red sports car in the parking lot.
That would be my car. What of it?
What? Your car?
I'll say one thing, she can certainly scream. So, the body was found in your car. Go ahead, say it right. You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less.
No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Wait, no, she didn't do that. I mean...
Wait. So you're the chief prosecutor's little sister, then?
Yes, sir. Emma Sky. It's nice to meet you again.
Oh, that didn't sound forced at all. No, I remember. You've really grown. I'll admit, it was a surprise for me too. To think that my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, I'm being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand. Wait, what did you say? Lana Sky is the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow.
You? Mr. Edgeworth?
To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumours. You've heard the rumours about me, haven't you? Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time when there weren't rumours about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. However, there are some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy. Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop. Some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny. Toys? That bronze shield? There's got to be a story behind that one. Chief Prosecutor Sky. Yes, we first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case.
That's right. I remember.
2 years ago. I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I've always felt that she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken.
Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you.
Then, why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon?
To be specific, it was the knife I keep in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. Edgeworth? What?
Are you sure you didn't do it?
Come on, can't he take a joke?
You have a strange sense of humour, Mr. Wright.
I've been wondering, what the heck is this?
There's a big K on it.
Prosecutors. What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy.
King of prosecutors? Ugh.
It's a great honor. They send that shield to the best prosecutor each year. What? So? So that K, that's...
K stands for king.
Yeah, you got a problem with that? I didn't design the thing.
King of prosecutors, kinda like employee of the month, only better. So that's the King of prosecutors shield, huh?
Well done, Edgeworth. You must be proud to be the King of Prosecutors.
Congratulations, King of prosecutors!
Please, stop saying that. It still doesn't explain one thing. Why is the tip of the shield broken off?
Mr. Edgeworth has such a comfy sofa.
Sofas like this make me want to curl up and take a nap.
Then he pores over his case files here until the wee hours of the morning. Then he takes off his jacket, rolls up his sleeves, and goes to sleep using his arms as a pillow.
I don't believe it. She's actually daydreaming about Edgeworth working.
Then in the morning he has sofa hair and little creases in his cheeks from the seams. He's so cool.
Sofa hair is cool?
Well, this jacket is even lacier than his usual ones. This must be his lucky trial jacket.
Lucky jacket, right? I've never seen him wear it.
Sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture.
She's getting way too excited about this.
My, what an amazing bouquet. Just right for Mr. Edgeworth.
No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead, Wendy. Wendy. I've heard that name somewhere before.
And besides it, a giant steel samurai. Well, I want one.
Huh? There's something written on the bottom of his foot. In a rock in a hard place. Wendy.
Wendy, is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiancée?
I don't think so.
Whoa! What a view. It must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor.
Guess you would feel important.
Incidentally, were you to jump out of this window, the time until impact with the ground would be... Got it. approximately 3.23 seconds. That's handy to know. Oh, cute. What a pretty tea set. I could have more for the instant tea bags myself. Amazing. The drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves. They're all sorted by place of origin and flavour. Look at this royal blend. What an exquisitely splendid concoction.
Such a thing as taking a hobby too far.
Whoa, these are all case files. They're stacked up to the ceiling. There's even a ladder.
Odd. I thought Edgeworth wasn't good with heights.
He must have someone get them for him.
Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe?
He must study these case reports so closely. He's so cool.
I'd say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on that ladder.
Hey, a chessboard.
Not too up on my chest, but it looks like Blue's in a bit of a tight spot.
The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. Check out that poor pawn. His head is kinda spiky. Kinda reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright?
Edges surrounding a pawn with spiky hair. Nah, it's nothing. Work desk. It's quite tidy, as one might expect.
What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so well I can see my own reflection.
Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe?
Maybe I'll take that name plaque as a souvenir.
Don't. He'll sue you. Damn it. So basically, that says you were the best of the best last year, huh? You can take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty.
Huh? Why is that?
I had to go to the police department to receive that broken shield. The police department? Yes. Right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you? Where Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah.
I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken?
What does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about.
Oh, right.
Doesn't seem too concerned about his award, for better or for worse. Yesterday was a very busy day for the prosecutor's office.
Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday.
Could you tell me more about yesterday? The day of the murder. Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor's office.
Cleaning day?
Yeah.
Cleaning day?
Working with the police department, we sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal.
Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words.
Oh, and another thing. Ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review and awards for outstanding police officers and prosecutors. And that's when you got the shield. I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. That's very precise.
People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright.
No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. And this is the parking stub from the underground lot. The murder took place around 5:15.
So the murder happened right after you got back?
What, right? I'd appreciate it if you direct that suspicious glare elsewhere.
Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises?
I'm Edgeworth. What is it?
I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I got a report, sir.
Report? What? Did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Skye? Don't like the way this conversation is going at all.
Oh, Skye, sir? No, sir. No, never that kind, sir. Not in this report, sir.
I think I just heard Edgeworth's lid blow.
Mr. Edgeworth's lid isn't on very tight, is it?
I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated.
Sir, but, sir... I'm just following orders, sir. They told me to bring this to you. I wasn't aware of the particulars of your agreements.
Give me your name.
Yes, sir. Meekins, sir. Officer Meekins.
Right, Officer Meekins. Take your report and leave. Good luck with that raise next month.
But sir, I didn't know.
Oh, guy, looks like he was absent on the day they gave out brains and good luck. Right.
Yes, sir?
You caught me off guard. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now.
Let's do what he says, Mr. Wright.
The victim was a detective from the same department as that patrolman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there. Thanks. Seems to have finally calmed down, at least.
Phew, we're finally here. Why would they put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office?
Beats me. That took almost 30 minutes by taxi. The traffic wasn't even that bad. Police department, huh? I've only ever been to criminal affairs next door. Hold on. What's that?
Disturbing. Why does it undulate like that?
Oh, wait. I know. This is the Blue Badger. I'm trying to make him a police mascot.
Well, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the police. Still, he does seem familiar somehow.
Forget the Blue Badger. Who's that next to him?
Someone appears to be dancing with the Blue Badger. Uh-oh, he noticed me.
Sure is running over here fast.
Hey, pal! What are you doing here?
That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why were you dancing over there?
What? Well,
At least he doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information.
hey, I'll have you know, I'm a very busy man, pal. I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You better not agree to defend the suspect in this case.
Why not?
Huh? Well, it's just that the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him.
But what if she's not telling the truth?
Yes, well, no. Come on, pal. There's plenty of evidence against her.
But what if the evidence was faked?
Hey, pal. Can I speak to you for a second?
Me?
Why is this little girl so peeved at me?
She's a relative of the suspect. She's Lana Skye's sister.
Whoa! Chief Prosecutor's little sister.
Just please investigate this case carefully, okay? Scientifically.
Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like faked.
Huh?
It's just that it's a sensitive issue with us these days.
So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe?
Me? Oh, well, nothing really. You kicked me out of criminal affairs.
Detective Gumshoe, what did you do this time?
What do you mean this time?
Then what happened? I know things are busy right now. I mean, with my sister's case and all.
It's true. We never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being led into the criminal affairs now. The lowest ranking guy in there is our chief of detectives. Not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all.
None of you?
I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd?
So anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting the badger dance down pat.
Isn't there anything else you could be doing?
Chief of Police himself is directing this investigation, pal. And Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot.
Officer Marshall.
Now that I think about it, I did seem to know that Marshall guy.
Patrolman in charge of a crime scene. It's unheard of, pal.
I was wondering about that.
What? Dancing Blue Badger? My masterpiece.
You made this, Detective Gumshoe?
The chief threw together some designs, and I just did my thing, pal.
Nice work.
Battery powered, so I can go anywhere. There's no switch to it, just dance, dance, dances until the batteries die.
Poor Blue Badger, fated to dance until he drops.
That patrolman is saluting the other guy. He must be a detective.
And I said, hey, you do that. Your suit will get cold, buddy. It's hilarious, sir. I laughed so hard I cried.
I guess he wasn't saluting. He was wiping tears from his eyes.
They make a good pair.
As a detective, I have to keep my mouth shut on that one. I know better than to go blabbing on about things I don't know about.
No, I wouldn't want you to do that either.
Good.
Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this?
Hey, pal. This is a detective's ID card. You can't just keep that. You have to turn it into the police. It's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time.
Meaning Detective Gumshoe must draw his card a lot.
Well, let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman. Sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake.
But didn't you work together with him in criminal affairs?
Well, now I remember. Bruce Goodman. He's the victim.
That's what I thought.
Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe?
So, this ID card belonged to the victim.
He was a detective like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman.
Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it?
Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. was an evidence transfer for a case he handled 2 years ago.
Evidence transfer? Mr. Edwards mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office.
Oh, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but word is that Chief Prosecutor Sky called him out there to the parking lot.
The man was confessing as much.
Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday.
Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe?
Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself.
Congratulations.
I was wondering, why is the award a shield? Why is it broken?
Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later.
Apparently he's forgotten.
I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award. Even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office.
Naysayers. Must be because of the rumours.
Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? Would drive Chief Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? Wait, I didn't mean... I mean, sure, of course, someone else really did it. Someone who must have, someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, the knife do seem a little too well organised to be a coincidence.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, what could have happened?
You have to find out a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth.
He's in a tough spot again.
Again?
Well, it all started with the murder of that defence attorney Hammond.
But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent.
Listen, pal, there have always been rumours about Mr. Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumours. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering, they're practically shouting.
But there's no evidence against him.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties to the department higher-ups. It's only natural that people will be suspicious.
We had no idea he was under the gun.
Anyway, this latest case has started a new rumour. People say the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the Chief Prosecutor's position himself.
What?
But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the Chief Prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know.
Thank you.
Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who is. What was his name? The guy in the parking lot?
That'll be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police.
Officer Marshall. Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something?
No, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer. From West LA.
For a moment there, I wasn't sure.
Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this and they'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe.
be surprised if this gets us anywhere.
Just act like you're supposed to be there. Nobody will look at you twice, pal.
Looks like the investigation is still going.
I have to be getting back to the shop.
Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. See you in my dreams tonight then, baby. Yeah, I really wish I would say the name.
Oh, still here. Hello. Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too.
What happened to the security guard? Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doggy that's lost its herd. Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I'll warn you, fan letters to me go right into the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Gumshoe. Ah, that old cowdog. He holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look, where it should say a letter of introduction, it says invitation. I think you just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries. This proves it's from Detective Gumshoe better than a blood test. Guess I'd better let you in then.
Thank you, Officer Marshall.
Oh, that's right. He's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me...
Hey, wait a sec. Isn't the crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher?
Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settler, strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny, let's have a hootenanny.
Note to self, police investigations are like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say?
I say I won't be needing this anymore. Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim? Good men always die young. Remember that, partner. But could you be a little more specific?
Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right?
Well, aren't you a feisty doggy there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Star. One stab to the chest. Piece of wood. And this here's the autopsy report.
Was my sister involved with the victim in any way?
Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all.
Nothing in common?
They apparently worked together on a case a few years back. So there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why he didn't do much work with the chief prosecutor.
But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here, to this parking lot.
So it seems. Like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective?
You calling me out? They shoot you for them Texas. I was one of them fancy shoe detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth.
Oh, really? Now he tells me.
But you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene?
Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambino?
So why are you in charge?
No reason. We're just shorting hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime.
That's odd though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important at least.
He's nothing but a sad old cowdog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh?
Edgeworth?
That cowdog's been kicking out of this cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just he don't realize it yet.
Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation. B-block is through there. That's where visitors park.
I can see the Lunchland car over there, far in the distance.
Hey, you're right. I like the cute design on the door. You can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy looking steak.
Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy?
Just don't think too deeply about it and you'll be fine. This appears to be the car where the body was found. Looks like the lock on the trunk is busted.
The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Quite a luxury car. It screams, I have money to burn.
Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. This looks like a cell phone.
Scientific analysis would suggest this belonged to the victim. Can't think of anyone else it could belong to.
So scientific about that. Should we check it out? Right, let's check it out.
This phone's still on the redial screen.
Redial?
Mr. Wright, most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it.
Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, you never know with people from your generation.
Let's check this phone out. Oh, I'm not done. Jesus Christ. Oh, there is no need to go through the menu slowly like this. So fucking weird. Ah, okay. Do that by clicking. Now to see who the owner of this phone called last.
Note to self, a defense attorney doesn't think, he just pushes the button.
Hey, that song. I know that.
Hey, what's going on over there?
Oh, sorry.
I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you?
Well, yeah.
Whose phone is this anyway? It was on the ground over there.
Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prosecutor Scott.
What? It's my sister's?
She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody, right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds according to this.
Who did she call?
No idea. Sorry, partner.
Now I've got a question for you, partner.
I had a phone ring just now. One of those newfangled ring tunes.
Oh, that. Oh. Sorry, that was my phone.
What? Your phone?
Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number.
I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner.
Uh-oh. I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman.
Miss Wright, is it?
Yep. They laid it in the outline of the victim's body.
Oh wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him.
You have got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. What's this? Looks like a note of some sort.
Look, something's written on it.
You're right. Let's see. 6, 7S, 12, 2. There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman? Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed.
Well, so, what does it mean, Mr. Wright?
How am I supposed to know?
Note to self, in deductive reasoning go to Edgeworth, not Wright.
I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either.
A block. This area is reserved for prosecutors.
The defense attorneys are relegated to B block.
I dream of the day when I will be able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright.
I'm not planning on giving up my job that soon.
So, funny you should think that, right? So, there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister.
That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences.
Officer Marshall,
Yeah, Bambina?
how can you say that? You and my sister, you were...
Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about?
I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's a-blowing through the prosecutor's office.
dry wind or ill will. Someone's up to something here, but who?
Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now.
Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean?
He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you.
But rumours are just rumours, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them.
If you follow the rumours about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say.
One person?
Who? Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky.
What? My sister?
Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some people load them with deals.
What? You're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials?
Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it.
Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth?
So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright?
Guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone.
So, you think we'll be okay?
Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She said she did it.
No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal.
Oh, by the way, Emma,
Yes?
I know that song your phone plays when it rings.
What?
It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? That popular TV show for kids. The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. 5:18, just after the murder took place. Your sister called you, didn't she, Emma?
I'm sorry.
Can you tell me what you talked about?
She hung up right away.
I see. The detective is murdered, and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. Got a bad feeling about this. Wait, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. Oh, that's almost an hour. Oh, Jesus. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of grey areas.
Or rather, the whole thing is one big grey area.
Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate.
I believe in you, sis.
Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. There is one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself.
Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye.
Defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else.
Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please.
Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot.
Well, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything.
However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness.
Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand. Cough up, Queen.
Haven't I seen you somewhere?
You ordered the caviar lunch, right?
Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before.
Judge is really wolfing it down.
And for you, I have a fiesta bowl.
Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession?
And you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox?
It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please.
Well, Your Honor, how does it taste?
So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca.
What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like?
Name, profession, now.
Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth?
Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us.
The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating.
Hurry it up.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime.
Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional.
What exactly does that mean?
Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective.
What? Miss Starr was a detective?
Ah! Oh, I know who you are. Cough up.
Cough up, Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see.
Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Starr.
Who is this lady?
If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is dividing into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks.
I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up the prosecutor's spaces, yes?
The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot.
And who was this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
Seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright?
Can't agree on principle, Your Honor.
It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining?
If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Starr.
Wait, are they talking about me?
Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. Did you?
I should give it us. Whatever. Wait, what? Oh, fine, whatever.
Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching.
As you can see, there is no room for doubt.
The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed?
I'm still thinking about that.
It's merely a fresh flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Just round.
This must be the victim's blood, right?
Either that or ever have cut himself peeling an apple.
What's it worth doing with a knife like this anyway? Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing it in the wild.
Edgeworth? In the wild? I think my throat peeling theory is more likely.
Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoorsman.
There's a scary thought. Oh, I'm not sure. It'll come to me as I go on. How did you know?
I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy.
The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted.
Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one.
Laid off? She was fired?
To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr.
This boyfriend, he's the detective?
Not that boyfriend, the security guard.
That boyfriend? You have several?
Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
I'll stick with the lunches, thanks.
Note to self, the judge had to think before applying. The security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up on the second level so you can see everything from there.
That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car?
Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime.
You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder?
It felt like, how would you say? Oh yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds.
I have no idea what that means.
Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective?
Yes, well, he was like a young cheese.
Young cheese?
A pale white cheese, not yet tangy, with experience on the streets. A greenhorn.
Then I must be hard-yellowed and sharp as a tack.
Yeah, with the odour of an old cheese to match. In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind.
A garish car, you mean?
Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth's?
Incidentally, the knife with the victim. The knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it?
Indeed it was.
What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further away than 30 feet. No further than 30 feet away. There. I'm certain it was her.
She's telling the truth, we're doomed.
Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick.
Witness, in your testimony you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness.
You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie.
Huh? Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
That was inspiring.
I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed.
A photograph. You took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera.
Suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now?
You think I'd show it to you, prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs.
Well, this is most certainly the defendant.
Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Lana Sky. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying.
Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife after all.
Well, yes, that's about right.
Prosecutors are by nature well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set.
You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person.
Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor.
So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no?
The defense has a point.
Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late.
Too late?
Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon.
I see.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
Said that before. Anything else?
Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless.
Sounds pretty fatal to me.
What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty?
Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason having her panicking next to me makes me calmer.
Don't smile like that.
And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife.
As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch.
I'm sure that is a fine lunch.
But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife?
Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts?
Objection. Had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that?
Blood splatter.
Huh?
See the dark crimson stain on the chief prosecutor's coat?
But it's a black and white photograph.
Ah, yes. It's hard to tell, but this could be blood.
Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. No problem, except you.
Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse?
You got a better idea? Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime.
Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies.
That's it.
If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was premeditated murder.
Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Oh, are those gloves? Surgical gloves, made of thin rubber most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder. A serious offense.
Witness, add this to your testimony.
What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves?
The gloves were admitted as evidence with the defendant, and the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies.
In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime.
Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr.
This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. She can prove this claim, the trial's already over. Not to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. Said that before, anything else?
Ah. Oh, bugger.
Traces of the victim's blood, no prints.
postponed. There. I cannot. I didn't trial at all. Menu. I am stumped. I cannot remember at all. I don't know about this. I don't know what notes about this game's gonna frick. Probably should write that out, but I am annoyed. seem like that's some kind of clue. Wouldn't give me any more work to do. I cannot fucking remember for the life of me. I'm gonna look at this. I hate being fucking stuck like this. Hey. It's being a pain in the ass anyway. Really? Oh, I get the thinking behind the logic. Okay. Yeah, I see why it was throwing me. And why would they use the knife? Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell lunchboxes for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case? Bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there. Mummy, our prosecutor's bad people. The defence has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves.
Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning.
However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Oh, whoa.
Order! Order! Order!
Right, now the tide is turning in our favour. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Right. I believe the next lunch you will be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But that shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution needs to prove, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing?
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again.
Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor has a grudge against the victim.
Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. Does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it?
So, if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy?
In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness.
You've said that, but you haven't told us how you know.
That's what I'm about to tell you, rookie.
I believe she just said, was merely a prelude to the story she is about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again.
Rookie. Never interrupt a storyteller. It's like pulling a bun out of the oven half-baked.
Something's half-baked, all right. But it's you. Try not to confuse the defense witness. They're not very quick on their feet. Now, why did you believe the suspect had intentions to murder the victim?
Her actions speak for themselves.
You have no proof that Miss Sky crawled in there.
You have no proof that she didn't.
Mr. Edgeworth, thoughts?
There is no record of a call made on the defendant, Miss Lana Sky's phone.
She might have written him a letter.
Come on, you could have tried public phone first, at least.
In any case,
Listen up, the voice. In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered.
I'm sure he had a reason to be there. Witness?
why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day?
Why do you think? Well, making it. Read the name before I say the words. I'm out of it today. Grudge. What kind of grudge?
Well, I wouldn't know that.
Of course you don't. It's because you didn't have a grudge.
Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside?
How am I supposed to know?
See, we agree there is a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree?
I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty.
This judge isn't very good with metaphors. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this?
It's simple.
A human machine? That's a contradiction. Please. Can't you find fault with something of substance, Mr. Wright?
Let us have Mr. Edgeworth's size smell like citrus fruit.
Never mind. You say again and again. How many times did she stab him exactly?
We often say chop into 1,000 pieces, but we don't actually mean 1,000 pieces. What difference does it make if the deed is done?
How come she's getting mad at me?
Let's just say she stabbed him several times and leave it at that.
Leave it at that. This is a murder case, people.
Mr. Wright, you should speak up if you have an objection, you know.
Stars turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off.
That short wick burns out the fast. The short wick burns out the fastest. It's a scientific fact.
I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick will burn longer.
Obviously, more scientific testing is required.
You say you say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that.
Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise.
I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr.
What do you mean?
I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound.
Ah, you're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth.
What a hunk. He's my hero. Really.
What about my objection? Unnoticed.
Well, witness,
You got the crime scene set right.
oh, thanks.
I always believed no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible.
So, you're saying you mistook something for blood?
When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify.
What was it first? A red muffler?
Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck. So she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose.
She's right. This guy was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? But wait. Isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood?
Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib.
Judge with a bib. That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes.
Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest.
However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr isn't entirely sure of her own testimony.
Mr. Wright, this is our chance.
Chance for what, I wonder? Yep, short-tempered. I hate that I have to repeat that every single time. Eventual. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work.
What?
The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph.
Huh? But that can't be.
Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations. Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life.
Harsh words. What good?
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails.
What was my objection? Chopped liver?
But it was there. A scarf. No, not that, but something red, really.
Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business.
What?
Very well. Witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least.
Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
The most important part?
Part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth.
After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused at my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile.
You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star.
Wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake.
Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten.
No thanks.
Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum.
An oil drum? Hard to imagine.
Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will.
So, where is this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high.
She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do.
And what did you do then?
I quickly caught her.
You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect?
As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time.
Maybe I should press her for more details. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The Lunchland car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in Block B. So you witnessed the murder from here.
That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes?
Is that correct, Miss Starr?
Yes, that's right.
But there was a chain link fence in front of you.
I went over it, of course.
Amazing! The cough-up queen, lunch lady athlete indeed.
Would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence. So she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast.
Yeah, that fence is about 9 feet high too. So how did Miss Sky not get away? She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say?
If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony.
Cheeky.
Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler.
Just that one word?
What you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else.
Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone.
She can't mean... By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene?
Yes, ultimately.
Ultimately?
My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see.
No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr.
The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall.
On the wall?
That's right.
In the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently it was out of order.
And so she used her cell phone?
Indeed. The emergency phone was out of order that day.
Good witnessing. Good witnessing, witness.
Witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying?
You should of course add this to your testimony.
The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court?
Aha. I was going to ask the same thing.
I'll only say this one time, so listen closely, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that
time you climbed over the chain link fence.
Then when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone.
And you saw her doing this?
What is it, Mr. Wright?
She made to escape. Can you be more specific?
She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see. Like a dollop de blard on a pate of foie gras.
Huh?
She even kicked over an oil drum at me.
An oil drum? There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime.
But it's strange.
What's that?
If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way?
The other... Ah. The parking lot entrance.
That's right. Doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums. Excellent. More mysteries.
I wish we could solve a few before finding more, though. So Miss Sky tried to run.
I'm sorry my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright.
Not as sorry as I am.
She didn't do it. You have to believe me.
Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias.
Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago.
Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this?
I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me and I'll make you cough it all up.
Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it.
Water! What is the meaning of this?
It's simple, Your Honor. She was not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about... Say where she saw it. Miss Sky tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Star to lie about it.
Witness to lie. I see.
But say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Star witnessed the crime from a different location.
Different location?
No, that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it.
Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime?
All the testimony we've heard up until now points in one direction. The place from where Miss Star witnessed this crime was here. Let's say the security room. This is the only place where she could have been.
The security guard room?
Indeed. The security room is in the underground parking lot as well positioned. It's built on the second floor so you can see the entire lot.
She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why though? There were many other places where she could have seen the phone.
Not in this case, Your Honour. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime... The only place where she could have seen the crime and the position of the... There. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the petition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr? How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today as man has got the better of Angel Star.
Order! Order! Witness, what have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better.
I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Star lie? Doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything.
Exactly.
This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands. It still stands. I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason.
So, tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright.
I'd like to know myself. Oh, I really wish I remembered more of this case better. Huh? But me?
Who else?
Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. Must make a vital difference, but what? What would change? Why, the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change.
The angle? What do you mean?
Well, the security guard station is on the second floor, and, she would have sort of a more 3D view of the crime.
And this is important. Why?
Save the choice. Changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime.
My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see.
What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there, to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky?
Well, witness?
You. Yes?
You ordered the squid wheels, right?
Quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible.
I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend.
Boysenberry for the boyfriend.
He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. That's why I had to go through the visitors' parking in B block.
That's quite a detour.
It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime.
5 minutes? This changes things considerably.
But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork.
You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention.
Would you like another caviar lunch?
Absolutely.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something.
Do I have any evidence to stop this? Five minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time, if you like it al dente.
I've got lunch boxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie.
A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange?
Strange.
If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor?
Well, guess I'd flee the scene. Hey, don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone.
But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. This time was different. Miss Sky dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had a picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yeah!
Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go?
Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history.
We did it. We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright.
That was too close.
I'm afraid that the cop-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned.
Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right?
It's the one she tried to foist off on me. I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say?
I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence.
What was that?
Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes?
My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr.
Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
Woohoo! A triple-decker! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed.
Is she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time?
I should have mentioned these 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was of course the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
What? There was blood found on that shoe?
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence?
Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
And you had blood tests performed?
Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics.
In any case, Your Honour, I can't accept this as evidence.
What?
You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
Seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensic department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright?
Seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen.
Could at least study some evidence law, really.
The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness.
Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Why did you lie about those 5 minutes?
I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results.
Results?
How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing.
Then why didn't you just tell the truth?
Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book.
Yes, when the suspect is admitting she did it.
But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with.
And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime?
I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive.
So, like an ill-trained coach who snuck off with a shoe.
I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen.
I'm happy for you in your lunchbox bag, really.
In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next.
So you brought it to the forensics department.
If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analysed by a forensics expert.
She got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective.
And the shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it.
Well, the man was stabbed after all.
And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman.
As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe.
Can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test.
You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie?
Huh?
Well, speak up.
Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood.
That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood drawn to just one person. Or so I hear.
That's pretty specific.
If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Lana Skies.
So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe.
That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodwin. I was afraid he was going to say that.
This shoe proves it. It's...
Can't let this evidence go through without a fight.
You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe?
Problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? I'm not imagining things. I'd say there is one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now, but you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is the contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence.
Where is it? I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe.
Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it will be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe.
Makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about the blood on the bottom of this shoe? I'm guessing your shoe has blood on it too. You just shot yourself in the foot. Reading this. Do it somewhat bloody perfectly. Photo again. The problem lies in the footprint.
The footprint?
Notice that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime?
Oh!
As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. And this picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort.
Border! 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 Where a witness?
What?
Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think.
Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions.
What?
I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony.
What are you talking about?
Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. Predator this one. A leopard woman. Rawr.
I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. Okay. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty?
Oh, that. I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness? Well, was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Water?
What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason?
Aha! You don't mean...
Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would have become evidence against her.
Ah! That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstain left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. And after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
My, that's a prosecutor's speciality, erasing evidence.
Reminds me, this guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him?
So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe.
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please.
What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it.
But
Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honour.
Very well.
Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water.
The court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Skye.
Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you just say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence.
Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else.
The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court.
Your threats don't scare the cough up, Queen. Look at this.
Photograph?
I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in the photo.
Hey, it's clearly wet.
Erasing the last traces of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help her after all.
Not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia.
Right, wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence.
Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Your Honor, wait.
What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait?
No, it can't. Then it will be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. Trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah. I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. I don't know, I've got to go ahead with this.
I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph.
Save for materials. This photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor?
You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph.
A muffler is also part of a car, on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe.
I see, and I see. What's this suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case.
Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler? Ugh.
Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Ah!
Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once, and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed?
I suppose so. Phew, that was close. But we made it. At least for now.
This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all.
He's still hungry? Um, Halfway through the trial phase, isn't it? Oh well. How long has it been anyway? 3 hours. 3 hours of voice acting. Said only a 30-minute recess. I'll leave it at that for now. Things I want to do today. So that will be all for now. And I will be back tomorrow with more. Yeah. So for now, if I can get up the right thing, bye.